Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the PLC. The purpose of this PLC is to prepare our students for the spring benchmark. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to give each one of you a yellow folder with your lead forward data and last year's release STAR test. We're going to take the first 15 minutes to vertically align the heavy tested math teaks per grade level. So I'm going to go ahead and give you your folders and
your hat's cute today.
thank you. It was one of our great Christmas presents. Okay, so what I want you to do is if you'll open your folder up, you'll see in there your lead forward data. And then you're also going to see the list of the heavily tested cheeks along with last year's release STAR data. Okay, so take a little bit, look over this, and I've also got chart paper back here. And what I want you to do is when you look and you figure out those heavily tested teaks, we are going to write those on the chart paper. Okay, so y'all may have to spread out and because this area won't be big enough, so spread out. You can sit, you can talk, you can discuss, and then once you figure it out, then we'll spread out and you can write it on your chart paper. Okay.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Me too. So, like, whole numbers is 55. So, do you want me to just put whole numbers on there, or do you want me to go down here also find my supporting categories?
You will also need those supporting categories. Okay.
So when we write this on the chart paper and I find so this is decimals
Mm-hmm.
and then division of decimals. Am I putting division of decimals and the teaks on the chart paper?
What I would do is I would put decimals and then the whichever one it is. Yes, division of decimals.
Okay, I don't have to have teaks.
You can go ahead and write. You might want to write the teak number just so you know. Let's go ahead and do that. And I mean, you can even put the percentage out beside it.
Okay,
if you want to. So.
Yes, but
Okay, I need a highlighter.
I didn't know if it.
Okay, you need a highlighter.
Like the category, or also do I? I mean, I know that they go together, but like, do we have to find it? Okay, so what's this?
These are your this is the appendix for your grade level from the release STAR from last year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
One of the drop down questions.
I think because when we see this in DMAC and we printed this out, you can't see the
this is
the drop downs.
Yeah.
So that's the actual drop down question in addition to.
Just gently test it.
Okay. Yes.
3. How many do you want us to do on our
like the top 3, the top 2, like what?
I would do the top 3. Let's do the top 3. And back here is your chart paper and your markers.
I want 2 colors. My mom okay. Argumentation food. I mean, always is. That's
Yeah. And then here's you whatever color marker.
Oh.
Okay, how are you writing this? So you just put right level at the top. And then
I'm going to list my subcategories and then my peaks with bullet points. How to make it pretty. Okay. So
I cannot write this with my phone.
what did you do? Oh. You'll see some of this in the
it's 4 o'clock. I'm so sorry. I'll let you do that.
Are you? Well, yeah. So,
I don't know why I'm nervous.
Okay, I'm in your computer and phone. That's very convenient. I don't, since I just put grade level and the top.
I want two different colors. So this is the test categories. 15 and 14 questions. Then when you go up here, you've got 23 of the year, or the year 8. So that would be something I would think. You've also got, let's hear. And I'm wondering, because it says representation of whole numbers, that could also be
Estimation of all those,
in division too, because those are
I
whole
would think,
numbers.
yes. It falls kind of under both. You've also got here, you've got to look at your geometry.
And also too, that's location, area,
Area.
wait,
Area.
area. Well, let's write progress 4S, 4 sides, 4 times.
So on yours, you
Yeah,
may
it's
need more than
something.
3,
Oh,
but kind of focus on it.
that's more writing.
Well, if you need another sheet of smart paper, we can get that. So like Miss Hocutt said, hers, there were some that were not just 3 that were heavily tested. So she's going to take her list and do more than 3. So if you see that on yours, you can do the same thing. So like where yours, yes, majority of yours are decimals, but then you've got like, and 22 of those are from Portland Plain now, so that might be something that you also need to. Okay, and then like perimeter here, you've got, so that might be, you may have those, but you may need to also add those too. Are you good?
What were you just explaining?
So let me see yours. So like on Hocutt's, like yes, majority of yours is multiplication and division of whole numbers. But then okay, yes, yours is there.
Those are really, I mean,
Those are the main ones, but like on White's stuff on 5th grade, she had like the perimeter and stuff that was like
I'm gonna have to get
22 questions.
Yeah.
And so she had 3 underneath her from there was that
Oh,
so
okay, I
it's
got you, I
going
got you.
to
So I'm gonna
because
have
that is
to-
another
because it's a
highly
different-
tested another different subcategory.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna do instead of just doing our 3, she's gonna add an additional 1. Right. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. But yours is pretty much.
Well, I've got 2 in the one subcluster.
Yeah.
And I've got 1 here, but the rest of them are pretty low. I mean,
I think. Which one?
still
I mean,
just all
here
works with
it's whole numbers, which like what we were talking about with Hocutt, even like, you've got your multiplication of whole numbers. Well, is that gonna also fall under the representation of, and so it could kind of cross over. There weren't any that really stood out on yours in 3rd grade, like theirs in 4th and.
Yeah. Where do I want to put this?
We can put them up here on the board.
I needed the camera to see them.
I know, that's what I was thinking. We can put them up there, and if I need to turn the camera so that it can see, we can use it.
How are you so good at writing? Like, I'm not good at determining size, how big I should be writing.
Well, I think you wrote a little too big, but it's
I
okay.
did, which is
But
why
like
I'm
I said, we
writing
can
this.
use more than one.
I just mean you're an overachiever.
Okay,
Okay, is it okay if I move your slots
yeah, that's fine.
up here for right now? Just and what we can do is when you put them over here, we'll just put them in order, third, fourth, and fifth.
Is that what we're doing? Just this. Wait, do I need to put this? Which ones? That's all I have.
She did not.
I don't have any. You can just throw it out. Outfit. This looks like yours. Okay. Did all your student work look alike?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's
I
your.
mean, it's what it is.
That's what your three.
Okay. Let's put it up there.
Look at the big pretty one. It's so cute. Face. Put it down there.
Oh, I guess, yeah, put it in order.
Yeah.
So it's yours. Okay. Fifth, third, fourth, fifth.
Yes, so we've got our third, our fourth, and our fifth up here. Okay, so I'll turn the camera so you can see them on the board. Okay. Yes, if you need to run to the bathroom, run just real quick. And then take some time. Let's look over these three lists and let's see if we see anything that is similar. And then I also want you to be thinking about what skill also do we need our students in second grade to accomplish that's going to then help them once they get into third grade that they will just continue to build on. So that's something that we need to focus on as well. So while Ms. White's out, look at that, and then as soon as she gets back in, we will discuss that as we'll give her a second to look at it. We'll discuss that as a group. So if y'all want to talk about it amongst yourselves, you can do that.
We all like purple.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Well, I mean, we all are math teachers, so kind of
good. Same brains.
same brains, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
is right.
Stands out. Purple instead of black. It's funny. Purple, orange, purple, pink, purple, blue.
Well, I didn't do the subcategories like y'all did, or the subclusters, and then put the stuff underneath it. But
Alright.
mainly because mine are literally word for
Same.
word what it is.
What it-
except for multiplication and division. But that's what it said. So, see what I'm saying?
Right. It's the same thing that the cluster is
Yeah,
titled.
yeah.
So yours is addition, subtraction of whole numbers. And then the other one is multiplication. Yeah.
Okay, I think I turned the air too down. No, I mean up too high.
Are you getting hot?
Yes.
Okay.
You sort of turn it on.
I know, but I
And it did all dirt.
can't smell so shit. Oh, hot with this. Take these away from me. This one's a highlight. So the 3.3A has not been tested in
Okay, but
7 years.
I did that in sixth grade and it wasn't tested, and then yes.
Okay, Miss White, what they're doing is they're looking at each poster that we created and looking at and seeing if there's any similarities. And then also looking and thinking, okay, second grade. What do our second graders need that's going to prepare them for third grade? That then they will continue to build on. So they were, I told them just to look at that and then y'all can discuss that together as a group and, if you need to, and then we'll talk about that.
For sure.
Okay.
So, so what are y'all seeing is something that's similar amongst each grade level right off the bat?
Multiplication.
Multiplication.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
in second grade,
Uh-huh.
in order for these kiddos to multiply, they need to understand repeated addition.
Okay.
Because if they
Correct.
don't understand repeated addition, which is
They're
the same
not going to
multiplication,
get
Yeah.
the multiplication.
yes. And if they can't multiply, they can't divide. So in third grade, you have multiplication of whole numbers. Fourth grade, you have multiplication of whole numbers. And then in fifth grade, you have multiplication of whole numbers, but then it goes into decimals.
Decimals,
So
correct.
they can't multiply a whole number. They're surely not going to multiply a decimal. And then the inverse multiplication is division. And then when you bring in your geometry area, is the same as multiplication. So
Exactly.
they've got to multiply.
So they've got to learn the multiplication. And I know we just have third, fourth, and fifth in here, and those are just star tested grades, but this is something that we will, we can talk about with our second grade math teachers to make sure, that they are getting these students prepared and making sure that they understand that this is something the students have to know prior to coming to third grade. So, okay. So, any questions on what we've done so far? Y'all good? Okay. So, this is what we're going to do next. In your folder, there is last year's STAR test. Okay. And that is going to be the spring benchmark that you give to your students. Okay. So you're going to take some time now. I want you to analyze these questions. I want you to pre-work it and try to determine what student misconceptions
There would be.
there would be.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to take some time and it may take us a little bit. We can sit here as a group. You do not have to move apart because this is something we can talk about as, as a group on what you think. Because, third grade and of course, fourth grade, you could go back and talk to the third grade math teacher and say, okay, I see this. Did you think students had a trouble with it? This year they're having trouble trying to figure this out. So we can discuss this with each other. So, okay. So, go through these. We're going to work them out, figure out what misconceptions your students might have. Okay.
we have the answer key? Oh, yeah.
Yes, the answer key is in your folder as well, so you can look at that.
Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah.
So that could be their misconception.
Yeah.
Okay, so
This is
okay, so on here you gotta think. Okay, so Wednesday, April 1st. Wednesday's not listed on there, right? So what are they gonna have to do first? They've got to figure out. We're gonna have to figure out. Yes. Yeah. So you're right. You're on the right track.
So they're probably not gonna be able to add or subtract. Figure out.
well, they're gonna have to. Yeah.
And here it's talking about, was half. They've got to know.
They have to know how to do all that.
Right. So it is a. gotta divide it by two.
Multi-step.
It's
They
a
don't wanna do
multi-step problem.
multi-step.
Yeah.
They're gonna
So,
do
I mean,
one step.
yes, could there be misconceptions there?
For sure.
There could be, because first of all, you don't even have they're not provided with the amount, so they have to figure that out first. Then
They're
figure out
gonna-
how many
they're
was
not
on
gonna wanna
Friday.
Go in here
I know
and
each dot
label
means
And
one
label.
figure out
brand,
what
but I
they're
think they're gonna
counting
think each
by.
Right.
dot means like 53.5, 53.5.
They're not gonna realize they're counting by.
Do you think they'll
25.
know that
No.
one dot
Right.
equals one
There's
friend?
2 friends there.
But do you think they will think that?
I mean, are we gonna teach them dot plots before we go in?
Yeah, let's hope so.
I mean, yeah.
That's my plan. Get all them cheeks in.
Yeah.
So that might be an easy question for them. If they can understand that the dot means one
Yeah.
friend.
And remember, you do have your
You just
drop
have to
downs
make sure
on
you tell
those
them
if you
that
need
that's the key.
the other
And the key is the most important part of the problem.
I hate how this is like put off.
the cutoff and go to another
If they're
page. I
half-
know
if they're
it
in
makes
half,
it
so that would
hard.
be two.
See, and you got to think sometimes,
So they need to do
which our kids are on the
this.
computer now, but still that makes it harder on them having to scroll up and down if it's even hard for us to look on 2
54
pages.
and a half. There's only one. And then, oh, so like 52 and a half.
That's okay.
2 and a half equals 2.
And then 2 55s and 1 54.
So they really need to write that down because if I can't even.
Yeah. That's the problem.
2,
They don't write anything down.
36.
They've got to know how to divide.
Well, that's it. That's the
Yeah.
answer.
We do have.
What's funny, we struggle with this and we're adults and they want our kids to do this.
I know. That's what we were just discussing.
It's like they try to trick you.
No, I don't understand. It's really based on what you know.
What you know,
Like,
not
if
a
you
trick
wanna know what
test.
they know, then ask them questions. Why are you trying to trick them? If
Yeah.
you don't want to know what they know.
Right.
Law is just so there's they would have to know the formula. and
They're
look
gonna-
on their formula.
and their
chart.
formula chart.
Times of
Yeah, I
this.
probably.
Each number has one digit circle.
So like you said, I mean, yes, could there be misconceptions? Yeah, if they don't use the correct formula, they don't use that formula chart.
Each number shown is one digit circle. One digit item. See which number is the value of the circle digit 10 times the value of the underline. This is underlined. This has to be 10 times that. Oh,
So you're looking, it's place
so
value.
it's place value. So then this has to be 10 times bigger than this, which
12.
that is
And look,
But-
but look, what does it say? Select
3. Yeah.
3. So you're gonna have
This
3.
isn't because that would have to be 8, right?
Well, no, but look, it's saying in which numbers is the value of the circle digit
It has
10
to be times.
so it has to be bigger
So 9 times
than
10
the underline. So this one,
would
the
not.
circle is below the underline. So
Oh, okay.
And so that one's not,
So this is right. So this is 10 times because
the
6 times
circle is bigger than
10.
the underline. Circle is bigger than the underline digit.
This is not.
But okay,
Well,
but the
but-
circle is, but is it just 10 times?
No, it's
So
100.
once there could be a misconception because they're going to go, oh, well, it's bigger, but it's not just 10 times bigger. Right. Right. So no, and
And
the circle's
this-
bigger,
3 times 10 is 30.
and then the circle is
Is
not.
smaller.
So there's your
Smaller.
Do we have these?
just the dot plots.
Oh, this is $10.
So being your data analysis.
So on here,
So look how basic
okay,
yours
this
is.
is what.
One
One.
row,
This is what.
2 rows.
So this is again something like with me, I would make them
No,
come here
fifth
and
grade.
put their
gets
one.
calculators.
No matter what.
No,
nothing
only
here.
if they have a plan.
There would be, and here would be 1, 3, and 2. And okay, so it says.
Look how
And
much-
remember, this is a drop down, so you're gonna need to look
They
at
don't
that
know that it's-
appendix.
Please
Oh,
excuse
no,
my dear
serious.
Aunt Sally.
They're going to have to know that.
Oh.
It just gives me the answer.
And in third
the
grade, this morning was
choices.
just 2-step in here, and they couldn't do 2-step. Yeah,
Okay, what'd you
parentheses
say?
open
It
six.
just gives you the answer. I just wanted the choices.
Oh, you wanted the choices.
I want to be able
Eli's
to
like,
see it,
I don't know
like,
what to
and do
first.
it. So, because if I can't do it,
Now,
She already said
remember, you can
parentheses.
go
And
in
it's just
on
like
the practice
4
test,
times 5 in parentheses or whatever.
and you
minus
can
2,
log
yeah,
in
or
as
plus
a
whatever.
student, and you can go to
She
that
said it,
question,
and I want
and
mine
you
for the
could see
same
'em,
thing.
okay,
so that you could see what choices they give them to
Yeah.
determine, you know,
what they're gonna see.
yeah. And I'm sorry, I don't
That's okay.
that it didn't print
Yeah,
it like
that's
that,
all
but that's something to look at, and it may not even allow you to, because this is just the answer.
Right.
So you may have to, log on
Yeah.
to see.
5.8.10. 8.6. A line. Decimals. This one third. 0, 0, 0.
Spot, you good?
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2. Xena made heroes and put them in boxes to sell. Multi-step, right off the bat.
Yeah, this is kind of should be used in big.
So are you noticing a lot of them are multi-step?
That's all of these so far has been. Yeah, these two, the others.
So that's something that we need to make
They're-
sure
so far
that
they've
we
all
are
multi-stepped.
integrating into our lessons. Are make sure your problems are multi-step so that they develop that rigor.
Example number 4.
Okay.
Distractor.
And just think you have all that work for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and but they're not. They don't want to do all that.
They don't. So what do we do how can we get them
Strategies. That's
to
what
do
I
it?
I just reward with strategy tickets.
That work?
I mean, seriously. What's the relationship between thousands and
Oh, they understand place value.
And I don't know if you heard Steve a while ago talking on like the appendix one, the one that had the drop down. It doesn't provide every drop down choice. Does that make sense? It just gives you the correct answer. So that's something I told her you can log on to the practice website to where you could see the other answers. that it provided to know, the other distractors that could be in there.
That one right. Ooh. Move the correct answer to each box in the table. Not all answers will be used. Array. Oh.
Yeah.
Line. I don't think they'll have a misconception on that one. What do you think? Maybe
That's
it is.
that's a line. That's a line segment. Remember lines?
I'm bad. I
So-
just had it.
So you had a misconception. So
Line
do it.
never ends.
Lines never end. It goes on in both directions.
Never ends. Right.
What is it?
This is a line segment.
Yeah.
Has stopping points.
So acute has
Right.
one acute. Obtuse is one. Obtuse, right, is
Well, they're definitely gonna have a misconception over that
Uh-huh.
word right there. When they
What
just
is
think about it.
equal angular.
They're
Angular.
probably
I
not
can't even-
gonna be able to even read that word.
That's gonna be new. Equal angular? That was
Equal-
in fifth grade when I
equal-
taught
I
it.
don't know what that word
Equal
is.
angular.
They're gonna say,
Teacher, I don't know what
yeah,
that word
teacher, I
is.
don't know what that means.
And that's when you're like, no, we discussed that.
Yeah,
Let's hope
yeah,
you
you
did.
should. And equiangular. Equiangular.
Don't get upset about 16. I will say use versus. I'm sure there's a still in there. It's the most effective as the oranges.
Okay, so maybe more orange trees increase the effect on the price of oranges share. Kind of more results in increase in the supply. So it's going to increase your models the price. When orange can take more orange trees resulting in increase in medium oranges increase in orange cost.
So if there's an increase,
Because if you decrease because they're more oranges or so.
right?
That's
I think that's what I would say.
I'd say that because they're not, it's not.
If there's
increase.
If there's more,
because-
if there's less of something, the price goes up. If there's less of something,
If there's more.
or of something, the price goes
down.
I feel like these questions always get. It says they send this one on this new gallons, and they wanna take these two, and they wanna do those two numbers. Instead of the number of gallons and multiplying by each.
So that's one of the misconceptions that she has right now.
Spending.
No, that's part of. But I know we did that in social studies when we taught social studies.
You'll get that more towards the end of that. We should get that up to June 4th, you may not have gotten to that yet, is what I'm saying, in your. Yeah.
Now, maybe in our little,
You remember
skills
she
and
taught third
stuff,
grade.
but- What?
You do remember she taught third grade. I could be asking her questions.
I know.
But yeah, that'll come in.
I
Yes,
did
and you
ask her
may
questions.
have in skills,
So I was taught
in the
third
skills
grade.
part.
Yeah.
Either. Should I give you this one? I did that one. New one was no.
Okay.
Neither one of those.
So then the question was on it.
Less than especially.
Oh, perimeter.
So P equals side plus side plus side plus side. No work factor, so 36 equals side plus side plus side. So we gotta figure
I
out.
picked this one because the numbers are smaller.
13, 13. That's true.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. I'm having something use. It's okay.
And what? And there.
We're 36. 6, 12, 18, 24. So BQ just far into some. I'm gonna have to look at the rest of them.
I think you're needed at the door. Just real quick. Sure. Okay, you're fine. We'll do that.
Yeah.
About 5 more minutes. Yeah, we've got about 8 minutes left. I don't want to keep you longer than your conference period. So about 8 more minutes.
This is all we're doing. Do we appreciate the information from you?
Continue working on this for just a few more minutes and then we'll start closing up.
Right.
And we probably will come back and at a later date if you don't finish dissecting your test. You can finish that and then we'll meet again and finish discussing all that, so that will give you time to finish going over everything.
So we have homework.
Yes, I'm sorry. Just a little. Shouldn't be that much.
Oh, now I know how our kids feel.
60. 60,
60, then halfway between 200 and 300. So, no, more than halfway up. Halfway.
So less than.
Okay.
So this number is greater than, that's what they're gonna have the misconception of. 6/8 is less than.
Yes, they do.
They bring it up to schools?
Oh, I don't know about this. No, they're gonna put it. They're gonna get the least common denominator, right? I'm pretty sure that because I'm pretty sure they do least common denominator. I'm pretty sure because they compare the denominators. For the greatest.
So there's your
They're gonna do too.
So
It's perimeter.
What I did.
So that strategy would be what? Do you make your kids do the strategies? Yeah. Yeah, good job. They already know their perimeter though. It's just play it. What teachers do?
Yes.
You have fun with it, right?
I'm just trying to find out what their misconception here are. So I read that and I was trying to look for the smaller one, but it's not.
Right.
6/8 is less than this. So I have to understand this number has to be,
Be bigger than,
it's even me like trying to do it fast. I was looking for the smaller one until I realized I had two smaller ones and it
and
didn't
so you
ask me
knew
for
that
two. Yeah.
wouldn't work.
We have 3 small ones.
So we're looking for the bigger.
Or you just, oh.
That's what's saying that's my,
Yeah. You saw that there
Yeah.
was small. Students want
this one.
draw students
Where-
want shining to answer circle 40. Take
10,
cannot,
10, 10.
cannot, we're looking for the.
Okay, I have to leave y'all.
I have
to
one
go
heading
cover
your way
lunch.
from back door of the cafeteria.
Okay.
And I will finish my stuff up.
Okay, before
that
you
three.
leave, I do want you to just take a second. I want you to think about what you're going to take from this benchmark that's going to drive your instruction for the remaining of the year. Okay, so because you may have, just like Miss Minnie had said, she saw the one on that dealt with financial literacy, and she was like, I have, we haven't really hit on that. So that's something she's gonna know. Okay, I've got to take care of this before, our spring benchmark. And remember, that spring benchmark is coming up in with 3 weeks. Okay, and then also something else that we need to be thinking about, and I know Miss Hopet's got to leave, but Minnie and White, y'all can work on this before y'all leave out of here. Take this data, take your benchmark. How's that going to drive your instruction? And then remember also we have our STAR 10-day review coming up after our benchmark. So what gains, what things are you going to do during that 10-day 10-day instruction? Okay. So Hocut, I know you gotta go. You go cover your lunch duty, and thank you for taking your conference and meeting with us. So Hocut or White and Minnie,
So I'm gonna leave this in your.
y'all can. I know you're not gonna know all the misconceptions because you got to finish going through this test.
Right.
So you may not know everything that you want to do as far as what topics you need or have to still cover. But I think you can too kind of see, okay, with our charts that we made, what's highly tested. So to me, I'm thinking, okay, these are the things I for sure have to hit on in my review.
Right.
Okay. And so let's just kind of discuss some of the things, or y'all can talk about things that you want to do during that 10-day review. Doesn't have to be set in stone. We will meet again after we give this benchmark so we can actually see, okay, this is how students did. We'll take that data and dissect it and then figure out from there what we have to do our 10-day. But we can go ahead and start. You're going to hit these things.
Right.
So let's think. I know in the past we have done the 10-day STAR review. So you may have ideas of things that you've done that worked, some things that didn't work. So y'all can kind of talk, okay, this is something I want to integrate into mine. And, I know teachers have done the glow day.
I like the Glow Day. I think it's fun for the kids, but they're also like, obviously, if they're not doing their questions and stuff, then they don't get to participate.
They don't get to.
So,
And remember, our review is not pencil paper.
Right.
We're not just giving them a worksheet. It's supposed to be fun, interacting, up, moving.
yes,
Just testing, what they know. Or you can also say, okay, this is what we still need, because it's going to be based on your data. So it's things that they need to work on. So, you can still do some individual stuff, but you can do a lot of group work too.
right.
So I know you can use task cards. There's a lot of task cards out there that you can integrate into the lessons. So, yes. So Glow Day's one. What's something else?
They always love to shoot the basket.
Yeah, the basketball.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
my kids like the tic-tac-toe too.
Tic-tac-toe.
Awesome.
I used one year when I was in the classroom, I did a Connect Four, and I made the whole
That's what I
whiteboard a huge Connect Four board, and they just each group had a different color Post-it note, and they would just put the Post-it note up there.
That's cool.
So it wasn't just, I mean, they could get four in a row,
Yeah.
but I mean, it took a little bit.
Yeah.
You weren't like constantly restarting the game
Yeah.
because, I mean, the board was so big. So I just drew a board, or you can actually take, so you're not erasing. So if you wanted to use it multiple days, take paper tape,
Yeah.
like painter's tape,
Yeah.
and make your board. And then there's no erasing, and it's just putting the sticky notes up there. So-
That's cool.
It is
I
cool.
may have
Yeah.
to-
So then you can use it over and over if you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Jeopardy.
Yes, they
Yeah, I
love
was gonna
Jeopardy
say
games.
Jeopardy's good too.
They like the what's it called? My brain just went blank. The escape rooms.
Yes.
They love escape rooms. So that's a lot of fun for them too. So what we'll do is we will I want you to take your benchmark, finish dissecting that, because there's still so you'll know what the students are going to be expecting, because remember, this is what they will take in a few weeks.
Yes.
And then this will give you an idea. We'll give the benchmark, we'll meet again, we'll go over the data from our benchmark, and then plan a 10-day review. But you can go ahead and start getting an idea of things that you want to do for that. Okay.
That sounds good.
Any questions on anything that was covered? Do y'all have any misconceptions over today? Was it helpful to look at this and
Yes.
figure out how
Yes.
to?
It really was.
Yes.
So, okay. Thank y'all for meeting with me over your conference, and
you.
we'll meet again in a few weeks. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.